Hello students, welcome back to my channel. So after understanding the basic concepts of polynomials and the relationship between the zeros and coefficients in case of quadratic as well as cubic polynomials, let us now learn about the graphical analysis of polynomials. Okay, so in the first part we'll be discussing about the graphs of quadratic polynomial, and then after understanding this we'll move on to the cubic polynomials. Okay, so this topic, the graphical analysis is a very important thing that you should know, for your higher studies. This is a very important thing. Okay, so let us start. So let us assume we have a quadratic polynomial, and we know that the quadratic polynomial is in the form, the general form is ax square plus bx plus c, where a will not be equals to 0. Why so? Because if a becomes 0, then this term will become 0, and then there will be no point of quadratic polynomial, right? Because the quadratic nature is determined by this by the degree, which is the highest power, and in this case this is 2. So this term will cannot be 0. Okay, so a is not equals to 0. So for the graphical analysis we can have two cases. So I have written over here case 1 and case 2. In the first case, a is a positive number. What is a? That is, the coefficient of x square will be positive 1, and in the case 2 the coefficient of x square will be a negative 1, that is a will be negative, will be less than 0. So in case 1, when a is greater than 0, we'll have the graph or the curve will be a parabolic. Okay, we'll get a parabola or a parabolic curve whose opening will be upwards, means the shape of the graph will be like this, a U type graph you can say. Okay, and in case 2, where the value of a will be less than 0, then we will get a parabola, but an inverted parabola. So I have written opened downwards, that is, it will be something like this, that is a inverted U you can say. Okay, so this is the shape of graph. So now let us take an example of an equation of a quadratic polynomial, and let's see how the graph look like. So in this example I have taken this polynomial. So you can see it is clearly in the form ax square plus bx plus c. So here a, if you compare this with this equation, then a is 1, right, which is greater than 0. Then we already know that the graph will be a U opening, like a U type, like a parabolic type graph. Okay, so let us put some arbitrary values of x and let us know the values of y. Okay, so you can see in this chart that you already know how to do this, right? You just take an arbitrary value of x and find the value of y. So you can see I have taken eight values of x. Okay, so I have got 8 values of y, corresponding values of y. So this is my x and this is my y. So I have noted the points, that is, this point will be minus 2 comma 6, this is minus 1 comma 0, and so on. Okay, so what I'll be doing is that I'll be putting all the values, all the coordinates, I'll be plotting all these coordinates on a Cartesian plane or a graph. Okay, so I'll be getting something like this. See, this is minus 2 comma 6, this is minus 1 comma 0, and so on. I have plotted all the points. Okay, so now the question is, in the case of quadratic polynomial, we know something, that is zeros. Like, what is 0? Zeros of a polynomial means a point where the value, a point that is such a value of x, such that the value of y becomes 0, right? So we have learnt in this way. So in this case I am taking this polynomial, that is this one. So see students, first of all I'll let me clear a thing, that is I am writing here fx, that is we generally denote polynomials in like this. Okay, so I'm writing here fx, but I have written here y. So what is this basically? So this is not to be confused, y means x, y means fx, sorry, not x, y means fx. So basically this fx or px or hx, whatever you write, this is nothing but a function of x. Okay, you will be learning more about the function like relations, function, sets, in class 11. But as of now, you just remember that we are writing y in terms of fx. Fx basically means, or px or gx, this basically means this is a function of x. Means what? Means what? X here will be an independent variable. Okay, for the value of x you will get a function of x, and that function of x will be the value of y. So here x will be the independent one. Okay, so I am writing here f of x. Suppose if I write a polynomial, f of y, so this thing will change to y. Okay, suppose I have polynomial like this. So this is basically a function of y. Okay, here the value y will be the independent one. Okay, and the value of y will determine the value of fy, and fy is nothing here but the other axis. Okay, so here let's not create any doubt, we just take x as the independent variable, then we'll be getting some function of x, that is fx here, and this fx is nothing but the y-axis. This y-axis denotes the fx. Okay, so you can see here x, the value of x is 2, this is y. If we are taking the value of x as 2, we are getting the y as 6. So this 6 is basically a function of -2. Okay, I hope this is clear. So here you can see, if we take the value of x as -1, we will be getting a value of y that is 0. Okay, so this y equals to 0 will be a function of -1. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So here basically fx and y means the same. Okay, fine. So see, I am plotting this. Now my question is, what, like, from this graph can we find the zeros of this given equation? Yes, we can. We need the value of x, okay, for which this polynomial becomes 0. This will be nothing but the points where the curve will cut the x-axis. Okay, so here you can see the curve has cut the x-axis in 2 points, that is this point and another is this point. So here you can see the value of x is 1. Okay, and here you can see the value of x is 4. So these are nothing but the zeros of the polynomial, this one, that is y equals to x square minus 3x minus 4. Okay, so these are the zeros. Okay, so first of all, as this is a 2-degree polynomial, that is a quadratic polynomial, so we are getting 2 zeros. Okay, so the zeros are basically nothing but the points where the curve will cut the x-axis, that is the independent axis. Here the x is the independent one, right? So we have to see where the curve is cutting the or the coinciding with the independent axis. Fine. Okay, now let's move on to the graphs of cubic polynomial. So in case of a cubic polynomial, the general form of the polynomial will be ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, and we have already discussed this in our previous videos. Okay, so if you have not seen those videos, make sure you check the whole playlist. Okay, the playlist of polynomials. Okay, so in this case, obviously a should not be equals to 0, because if it's 0, then there is no point of cubic polynomials. Okay, so it will become a quadratic. Then if this term vanishes, this will become a quadratic. So the value of a, that is the coefficient of x cube, should not be 0. Fine. So here we will get basically 3 values, right? We'll get 3 values of x, like 3 zeros of x. So let us assume alpha, beta and gamma are the 3 zeros of x. So in this case also, if you draw the curve of, if you take any example of a cubic polynomial and point, and plot the values of x and y as we did earlier in the quadratic section, so basically you will get a curve something like this. Okay, maybe something like this. Okay, so basically in this case you will see that the curve has, this is my x-axis and this is my y. So in this case basically you will see the curve has coincided with with the x-axis in 3 points, that is C, here, here, here. Okay, so basically in this case at 3 points the curve will coincide or cut the x-axis. So these are nothing but the zeros of this given equation. So suppose my first zero is alpha, so it can be alpha, it can be beta, it can be gamma. Okay, so basically the number of zeros depends upon the degree of the polynomial, and you just have to see where, like in how many points the curve is cutting the independent axis. Okay, so in this case x is your independent one, because this function, this y is nothing but, this y is what, this is nothing but the f of x, that is function of x, right? So x is the independent one. So in x axis you have to see where the curve is coinciding in, and in how many points. So the points in which the curve is coinciding, those are nothing but the zeros of this polynomial. Okay, so I hope the concept of the graph and the graphical analysis of quadratic and cubic polynomials is clear. Okay, so some important points I should give you. See students, I am taking the case of a quadratic polynomial, the graph of quadratic polynomial. Okay, so you can have three graphs, three kinds of graph basically. A graph in which you are getting two zeros, okay, like the curve is coinciding with 2 points. A graph where the curve is not coinciding with the x-axis, and a curve where the and a graph where the curve is coinciding with only 1 point. Okay, so in this case it is nothing but you are getting two real zeros, real, or you can say distinct, two distinct or unique zeros, this point and this point. In this case you are getting no real zeros. You can have this kind of graphs. Okay, in this graph, because you can see the curve is not coinciding with any of the points in the x-axis, right? So here you have no real zeros. In this case you will have some imaginary zeros, imaginary zeros. So you'll learn more about imaginary numbers, or or complex numbers in your higher classes, that is in class 11 or 12. Okay, so as of now you don't need to know what is imaginary number for your class 10 at least. You just need to know that there will be no real zeros. Okay, and in this case you will have only 1 0, right? The curve is coinciding with only 1 point, that is you can say tangentially with the x-axis. So here you will get only 1 0. Okay, that is we say this kind of zeros as coincident zeros, coincident zeros. Okay, so you can have three cases of the types of zeros you are getting. So you can now easily analyze the number of zeros and the types of zeros you are getting by looking at the graph itself. So I hope this video helps. If you like this video, please make sure you give a thumbs up and share this video, and of course subscribe to my channel. So thank you.